If you're experiencing poor flow from your valve, there are a number of checks that you can perform. This video covers inspecting and replacing the spring check valves, inspecting and replacing the flow control cartridge. To perform these checks, you will need a utility knife, a palette knife, a 2.5mm Allen key, a 4mm Allen key, and an adjustable spanner. First, you will need to ensure the water supply to your valve has been cut off. You can then check the valve has been properly isolated by turning on one of the outlets. Please ensure to keep clear of the outlet, because if isolation has not been done correctly, water will still flow to the valve. With the outlet still in the open position, turn the temperature control all the way round to hot, and then all the way round to cold. If no water flows, then isolation has been achieved and you can continue on to the next steps. Next, you'll need to remove the handle from the valve. Start by carefully using the knife to remove the rubber cover from the hole in the handle. You can then use the 2.5mm Allen key to loosen the grub screw in the handle. The handle can then be removed from the valve body. Repeat this process to remove the temperature handle. Next, use your palette knife to cut through the silicone that is sealing the backplate to the wall. Once all of the silicone has been broken, the plate can be removed from the wall. Use the 4mm Allen key to loosen the 6 grub screws. Once they are all undone, you can remove the valve from the dock. Look on the back of the valve for any signs of dirt or debris blocking the inlets or the outlets. Inspecting and replacing the spring check valves. Inside the valve inlets are 2 spring check valves. Inspect them for any signs of damage or any buildup of debris or limescale. Use the Allen key to ensure they open and spring back easily into the closed position. If they are damaged, replacements can be obtained by contacting us directly. Replacing the spring check valve. You will need a 14mm socket, a pair of long nose pliers. To replace the spring check valves, first remove the temperature control shroud and flow control shroud to ensure they don't get damaged. Use the 14mm socket to undo the hex nut on the front of the valve. The old spring check valve can be removed using a pair of long nose pliers. The replacement spring check valve can be simply inserted, making sure the O-rings are pushed into the valve housing to ensure a watertight seal. The hex nut can then be replaced to secure the spring check valve into position. Repeat this process to replace the other spring check valve if required. Inspecting and replacing the flow control. You will need a Phillips head screwdriver, an adjustable spanner, a pair of grips. First, remove the screw from the flow control spline to allow you to remove the spline. Then remove the flow control extension. Use the adjustable spanner to remove the flow cartridge housing. Using the grips, the cartridge can then be removed from the valve body. Inspect the cartridge for any signs of limescale, dirt or debris. The cartridge can be descaled or cleaned as necessary. If a new cartridge is required, please contact us directly. The new or cleaned cartridge can then be reinserted into the body. The cartridge housing can be replaced and tightened. Then reattach the flow control extension and the flow control spline and tighten up the screw. Reassembling the valve. You will need a 4mm Allen key, a 2.5mm Allen key, and some clear silicone sealant. Ensure that the O-rings are firmly secured in the back of the valve body. If the O-rings are damaged or not seated correctly, the valve body will not seal with the Armera dock and leaks may occur. Insert the 6 fixing screws and washers back into the valve body. Place the valve body into the dock and use the locating lugs to set the body into the correct position. Tighten all 6 screws. Ensure that the screws are tightened sufficiently for the body to create a watertight seal with the dock. Switch on the water supply and check for leaks. Check the water temperature from one of your outlets. If 38 degrees is being achieved, please proceed on to the next steps. If more or less than 38 degrees is being achieved, please follow the instructions for calibration shown in our separate video. Screw the flow control shroud and temperature control shroud onto the body. Ensure they are tightened as far as they can go. Please note, for square valves, the handle is already attached to the shrouds, so please just screw on the complete handle and shroud assembly. Run a bead of silicone all the way around the edge of the backplate. Please ensure to leave the leak detection channel at the bottom of the plate free of any silicone. Push the backplate onto the flow control and temperature control shrouds and ensure the silicone seals with the wall. Secure the flow control in position by using the 2.5mm Allen key to tighten the grub screw. Insert the rubber grub screw cover. Repeat this process to attach the temperature control handle. You can now go back to using your valve as normal.